looks like the Defense and State Departments will get the full $142 billion sought by the administration for the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan in 2008. Democrats also kept Bush's proposed $481 billion defense budget, a $49 billion boost over last year. Add the money spent on the Department of Homeland Security and the Veterans Administration, and the 2007 costs for past, current, and future wars comes to more than $900 billion. Welcome to TFN's Smart Trading Action Alert. I'm Laura Cadden. Defense spending has been rising dramatically in recent years, with broad bipartisan support. Already, the United States is spending almost as much on its military as the rest of the world spends on combined armed forces. My guest today is Christoph Amberger, editor of Taipan and head of the Taipan Group. Welcome, Christoph.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Now, adjusted for inflation, this year's combined security budget exceeds the highest amounts during the Reagan-era defense buildup, the Vietnam War, and the Korean War.
Well, that is true. On the other hand, you have to look at the numbers from a little bit different perspective. The current appropriations levels really represent about 4% of US GDP, which sounds large, but and it's certainly up 25% over the 3% of GDP that the Clinton appropriations holiday spent on the military. But it's still only about half of what was spent on defense during the Cold War. So I think the numbers may sound large, but you can look at them from a different perspective as well.
Well, with the public opinion leaning toward a U.S. withdrawal from Iraq, is there still money to be made in defense stocks?
Well, I think the current notion is that withdrawal from Iraq will keep the U.S. out of war. Of course, it won't, because it doesn't do anything to Islamist imperialism. It doesn't do anything about global conflagration points that exist as we're speaking. It also does not address the emergence and re-emergence of Russia, of China, and now of Venezuela as competitors for U.S. interests and threats to viable U.S. interests in certain strategic regions. So I believe that most of the Democrats are aware of these threats, and I believe they will continue spending at least through 2008.
So where exactly do you see opportunities?
Well, the Pentagon is about to re-equip Navy, Air Force, and Army with major new weapon systems. And all of these ships, of these airplanes, of these high technology tanks tend to have price tags that are about 10 times the size of what you would pay for a conventional modern tank. So I believe the technology requirements, the general renovations, will suck up enough money to keep plenty of companies in business and profitable.
So you're talking about the big boys.
Of course, the good old military-industrial complex. I believe General Dynamics will thrive. I believe Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman. I believe all of these, at least 3 of these big defense players should really be strategic cornerstones in anyone's personal investment portfolio.
Now, these are tried and true investments, these companies. Do you have opportunities for traders as well, plays that will have short-term profit potential?
Absolutely. I believe there's probably 3 major areas that we will see trading opportunities arise. One is the geopolitical opportunity. Mm-hmm. If you look at crisis points like the Middle East, any conflagration there will result in an immediate fallout on especially emerging markets, especially the market in Tel Aviv, which, as you know, is just chock full of very solid, very good, smaller defense companies. These opportunities, these break and spell buying opportunities. One of our favorite candidates there is Elbit Systems, which just came out with a very innovative combat robot design, which I believe will be very sought after. The second opportunity arises typically with the very nature of the government award process. That can be a competition for a particular contract. It also can arise out of opportunities. We had, for example, Hurley Systems, which is a manufacturer of microwave technology components for defense and airplanes. Last June, the government prohibited 4 out of its 7 or 9 manufacturing outfits from accepting further government contracts because of what they called excessive profits. Now, this caused an immediate drop of about 50% of the stock price.
I bet.
And it was until September or October until the situation was cleared up, and the price, had been moving up then. But these kind of opportunities that arise can be used by traders. The third opportunity that you will be seeing is more the media, the publicity-driven one. Terror alerts, for example, are very good opportunities, especially those high technology involvement incidents. Any alert that for a chemical or radiation bomb anywhere will probably trigger a run on companies like Ray Systems, which is in the business of manufacturing chemical and radiation sensors. So there's plenty of opportunities for traders who really keep their eye on the ball, have a certain number of stocks that they're watching, and keep really at the ready to really pounce on the opportunity as it arises.
And you wrote up a research report on this for TFN.
We did a little research report that we are making available to all our viewers on TFN, and it's highlighting some of the opportunities we're seeing, and it's free to everyone who cares reading it.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
For more information about these promising defense stocks, go to www.taipanfinancialnews.com and look under Investment Strategies for the report entitled Investing in Defense Stocks. Please tune in next week for another profitable opportunity on TFN's Smart Trading Action Alert. For TaipanFinancialNews.com, I'm Laura Cadden.